Do you enjoy collectible card games like Pokémon, but you're sick and tired of watching sweaty 40-year-olds elbow check parents on their way to the front of the line at Walmart so they can harass an employee who's simply trying to restock inventory? Me too. Not to poo-poo on the quality of Pokémon, I'm a child of the 90s. I played plenty of games of Pokémon. I think it's a lot of fun. However, that being said, I'm getting a little bit sick of the culture that's starting to form around that game. But I don't want to give up fun, collectible card games altogether. I just want to find something that's worth my time. And today, I want to show you Doomlings. Now, I've already done a full review of the base game of Doomlings. I'll have a link in my description for you. But a couple months ago, Doomlings reached out to me to review their product, and I am so happy that they did. Now, the more that I've gotten to know this game, the more experience I've gotten with its expansions, the happier I am with it. And I gotta say, this is an excellent alternative to Pokemon. This is a game that not only offers fun and rewarding gameplay, but also gives you a thrilling hunt for rare holofoil cards that can't be beat. Doomlings is what's called a tableau builder. So instead of directly competing with other players vis-a-vis battling creature cards, players will instead be trying to accumulate as many valuable traits as they can to evolve their life form from the birth of life all the way until the end of the world. The game plays out over the course of 3 eras. So you will have this age pile here. It'll start with the birth of life, and each round players will overturn another age card that will provide you with unique rules for that round. However, interspersed within the age cards are catastrophe cards. 3 of them, in fact, and when the 3rd one is drawn, it signifies the end of the world, and all players add up the points that they've accumulated in their trait piles. The player with the most valuable traits wins. Now, it might sound simple, but the effects that some of these traits have can massively upend the game, which makes it a lot of fun. Now, unlike deck builders where you're building your own personal deck, which you will then use to compete against other players, in this game, all players will be pulling from the exact same deck. So you only need one Doomlings base game to play, and the expansions just add extra flavor. I've just started working on Overlush here, which is a lot of fun. This is a pack of 4 blind packs, each one of these containing 14 regular cards and 1 collectible holofoil. Now, there are 173 cards in the entire Overlush series, but I never know which ones I'm going to get in these blind packs. So I might buy 1 expansion, I might buy several to try to collect the whole set. You don't necessarily have to have all 173 cards to have a blast adding the new features that this expansion offers to your main deck, but it is a lot of fun and gives you something to shoot for, and that goes for all of their expansions. If I got a couple expansions and a friend of mine has a couple expansions, if I go over to his place, the gameplay experience is going to be completely different based on what he's got versus playing with my set. Plus, I really like the fact that since it's all from a shared deck, every single player is not lugging around their own card box. You just need one of these on the shelf to have a good time. And the holofoils, the quality of the holofoils, I love how bright and vibrant the art is. I actually got a couple of these gold packs here. These gold packs are just holofoil cards, so you get 7 holofoil cards in each one of these gold packs, and I've pulled some really cool looking ones too. And I want to point out the quality too, just a word on quality. I'm already gushing about the art on the foil cards, which I adore, but the primary cards, just your regular base card, they're made of this lovely linen cardstock. When you compare it to the smooth cardstock that Pokemon cards have, these are definitely of higher quality. They even feel higher quality. So compared to even Magic the Gathering too, Magic the Gathering is a little bit thicker than Pokemon in my opinion. I think that they have a little bit heavier cardstock, but again, it's not the nice linen like this. So I really appreciate, and I noticed even when I reviewed the game, the instruction pamphlet that came with this was printed on amazingly nice, super smooth paper stock, very satiny. So whoever went to the trouble of arranging the print stock for Doomlings, they knew their stuff and they knew how to make something that was very tactily pleasing. To make a card game that's this tactily pleasing, this takes talent. And you'll notice I have these player mats. These are not originally included in the base game, They are awesome, though. This is the personal player mat, so this is the one that you would have in front of you as you're building out your tableau or setting up what you call your trait pile in this game. And as you can see, it's got columns for each of the different colors of traits, plus 2 spaces reserved for my dominant traits and a space for my gene pool. This is the card that I will be using to track how many cards I can have in my hand at a given time. That does change throughout the game. This is the communal gamepad here, so this would be at the center of the table. This would have the deck that everybody draws from, the discard pile, and then the age cards, which basically symbolize the eras of the game. So these are important to be in the middle of the table because everybody must be able to see them as they are flipped over. So it's very nice to have them in one central location. And I gotta say, I wish these game mats were a little bit thicker because as you can see, these I'm still getting them to flatten out after having been rolled up in shipping. And I do think that they are getting better and better the more that I'm using them. But it would have been nice if they were just slightly heavier material so that they laid flat a bit easier. But that's a very minor criticism because otherwise the fabric material and the print quality is superb. And this one, I love this one with the like haunted looking castle. This is just so good. Oh, it's so fun. I gotta say, this is definitely one to look at. And again, because you're not building a custom deck out against somebody, you're never at like a major skill discrepancy or you never run into situations where one person has a super powerful deck and another person is just a beginner and doesn't have the money to build a heavy deck. Since everybody's playing from one, you pretty much go, hey, yours or mine? Who has the most variety? Who has the card that's going to be the most fun to throw on the table? And I also do like the fact that you can curate your deck. So if there are particular traits or ages that you don't like the effects they have on the game, take it out. There's no rule that says that you have to include absolutely every card. You can curate this to be the kind of gameplay experience that you like, which again, any kind of customization like that is always something that gets me excited about a game. So I gotta ask, have you played Doomlings, or do you have another collectible card game that you would like to recommend? I'd be very interested in hearing what else you are playing. Why don't you comment below and let me know. And if you like Doomlings and you want to check it out, visit doomlings.com/oldcrappycouch and use oldcrappycouch as your coupon code to save 15% on your purchase. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.